All right. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the topic
for the
he's been
topic
stewing on
that
for like 6 or 7 minutes.
About 20 minutes at this point.
Okay,
I stole this one off of Jack. It's a very good topic. Wait, did I steal off Jack or was it off you?
No, Jack.
Off Jack. All right. What is you guys' movie? You guys' movie guilty pleasure? The one that you know is bad or that people will judge you for.
Oh no!
But
really?
Yeah, from the newer one, the 2014 one.
The live action or the cartoon one? I like the cartoon one, but
I like the live action one. Not the second. The second one.
You were going to say that. That's devastating.
I liked
that's
it.
the
I
point
really
of
liked
it.
it. I saw it with a friend.
We were going to judge
I saw it with a
about
friend, and we came out. and We were like, "That was good, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, that was." I'm like, "We're gonna get so much shit for liking this." And sure enough, everyone's like, "You're wrong. Like, you're wrong. That's a bad movie." We're like, "Well, we've seen it,
and we like it.
Yeah.
So you can't really tell me how I feel," which is always what people love doing. But
Yeah.
no, I like it.
Fair enough.
I know there's
fair
problems.
enough.
Megan
You're allowed
Fox is
to.
terrible,
We're not
and
gonna
there's
judge you.
not enough focus
Megan
on the
Fox is
turtles.
great.
But the turtles in that movie are so awesome, and they're how you think the turtles are. They act how they should.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I see it. I see what you're going for.
That's what comes to mind. What about you guys?
Yeah.
I had one in mind that was a guilty pleasure, but I
Fine.
genuinely really enjoy Grease and Grease 2.
And Grease 2.
Really enjoy it. And Grease 2.
Oh,
Grease,
man.
Grease, I mean, like, people enjoy that. 'cause
Grease is
it's
like-
pretty
everyone
good.
loves
It's pretty good.
Grease. Grease
But I
is a
really
classic.
enjoy Grease 2 as well. But I think it's because it's like I really like Robbie Williams as well because it was
Yeah.
played so much in the car when I was a child. I think the same thing's happened with Grease 2 where, like, it's just been, I've been
Robbie
forced to
Williams,
watch it so many
the
times
singer.
that
singer.
yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like
I like Robbie
nostalgic.
Williams.
He wasn't in the
That's not a
movies.
guilty play. He's great. Yeah.
I know, but I like looking back,
Okay. Yeah.
subjectively, I don't actually enjoy Robbie Williams. I just
Remember it.
yeah.
Well, it's just what you know,
I
like what
don't
your parents play, and you don't necessarily
makes
have.
sense.
Which is what happened with Grease 2 and Sound of Music as
I know,
well.
Grease 2. I'm
I've not seen it, so I don't know, but I've heard it's like terrible.
I don't think I've seen it either.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Was
I
it
know,
like
I
straight
know
to
every
DVD?
song fucking word for word,
Oh,
man.
man.
And I will sing it proudly. Not on video though, unfortunately.
Oh,
So
come
no
on.
presentation today.
I should have done a bit more research because I can't quite remember like other movies. There's definitely more movies, but I mean, taste changes as well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we had the Star Wars podcast the other week or whatever, and it's like when I was a kid, Episode 2 and Episode 6 were
Yeah.
my favorite films.
Yeah.
Favorite Star Wars films. Now they're probably my least favorite Star Wars films. Like, I don't know. It's
Episode
just
2
funny.
was my favorite
That happens.
film.
Your
for,
taste
like, a
buds
long
change
time.
Yeah,
every 7
exactly. And
years.
now I'm like, I can't even get through that movie. Like, or I have to
Yeah.
fast forward through it. But
To all the good parts. Yeah.
but that's not a guilty pleasure. Like, I can recognize that that's banned. Oh, what's that movie?
So Watchmen.
Master of Disguise.
Oh no.
Did you ever see that movie?
Oh yeah.
I watched that
Is it
movie like
Mike Myers?
7 times in a row.
Here
No,
for
it's
the
Dana
Turtle
Carvey. It's
Club?
the other guy. Yeah, he's like, welcome to the Turtle Club. Yeah, I was
Am I
like,
not truly enough for the
I was like,
Turtle
this
Club?
movie is awesome. And it's like, I bet if I watched it now, that's the other thing. If you don't watch it when you're an adult,
It doesn't
it's
get
good
ruined.
forever. Yeah. it's like, I've not seen that movie in years. So in my mind, I'm like, it's the best movie ever made.
That's
Through the eyes of a
What's
12-year-old.
okay, let me twist it then. What's a movie that like you thought like when you were a kid and you were watching it like this is the best movie ever, but now
now-
you think back and you're just like, what
I think
the hell?
it's so
was
shit.
I-
I can't sit
what's
through
the one
this.
with the llama? The
Emperor's New Groove?
New Groove. I think
That is the best
What?
movie ever made.
exactly. It
Is it-
hasn't- when I was like
Wait, so you
small, I
can't
was
sit
like
through it anymore?
No. When I was small, I was like, I think this is the best movie ever. And now that I'm old and wise, I know that it actually is the best movie ever.
I love
You
that
have
meme
enough
that-
knowledge of the universe. to
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
Objectively,
I love
Objectively,
that meme that's like, is this movie shit? And it's like, is it Emperor's New Groove? Yes, then it's not shit. No, then it's shit.
it is like
You are
the
wrong.
best movie. It's so good.
it is pretty bloody good.
He's going way back, which I can't believe this thought ever crossed my mind. Jimmy Neutron.
Oh,
That movie is awful. But when
bought
I first saw
that
that movie,
recently.
I was like, this is the best
Best
thing I've
movie
ever
ever.
seen. And it's like, the animation is ugly, it's awful, it's so stupid.
It's
Like,
not.
I've not seen it in a long time.
I remember
but
the
I bet
TV
it's
show
terrible.
being quite like a little bit
forgot there was a
timeless,
TV
but not.
show.
It's creepy. The animation looks creepy to
Yeah.
me now. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
puppy eyes and
Because
stuff.
it's the problem is like if you have a low budget and do 2D animation still looks okay. If you have a low budget and you do CGI, low budget CGI looks creepy and horrible in my mind.
What was that one? The Little Red
Yeah,
Riding
they
Hood
wouldn't
one?
get away
What was
with
that
it
called?
now.
Hoodwinked. Hoodwinked.
Oh.
That was so funny.
I could
It
watch
had
it now.
probably
I
the
reckon
same
it was
kind of
I
weirdness
reckon it'd
about
be
it.
terrible now.
No, see, I haven't seen it since I was like young,
Yeah.
and I remember coming out of that film being like, that was the most wittiest, like cleverest film I've ever seen.
Even as a kid, yeah.
Yeah, because like the wolf is so dry and so
It's
funny.
Patrick Warburton or whatever.
Is it
He's like,
really?
I told you to take pictures of everything.
And the squirrel gets
God,
high
that was
on coffee.
12 years ago, Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
What would that make us, like 11 or something? Yeah.
I remember
watching
being
it.
in primary school, like, and watching it or something, or maybe it was a school trip or something like that. Because it came out around the same
Yeah.
time as Over the Hedge, and Over the Hedge
We
used
might
the
have watched
exact
it
same
together.
Same thing with
gag
the squirrel and
of
the
the squirrel
coffee,
drinking
yeah.
coffee
Yeah.
and going, and I'm like, how can two companies think of the same joke, and like, why a squirrel? Like, why not
Yeah.
like a different animal that drinks
Yeah.
coffee? Like, why would you have
Because you want
two-
something small that has a lot of energy already, and then you just
Yeah,
extrapolate
there's a
that
lot of
into-
animals like that. Like a kitten,
What? A kitten?
like is like.
I don't know. Kittens
think
Like why does it? Why
just
does a
playful.
squirrel? Why does that the penultimate
because
joke?
they always
that
scatter
works?
really quickly.
Because
you
they
know?
scatter. You can make it. Any animal is like skitter.
That's
But
true.
Over the Hedge came out first? Is that what we just...
I'd
we
have
were
to
fact
fact
I
check
can
it.
actually.
You were going to say something.
Fact check
I feel
that.
like,
Power of
and
the
I cut you
internet.
off there.
Oh, I figured out what the other guilty pleasure was. I don't know. Did you guys actually like Fun with Dick and Jane? Did you guys ever watch that?
Is it Jim Carrey?
Is that Tia
With Jim
Leone as
Carrey
well?
and I
think
am
it
bad
is
with
Tia
names
Leone.
of old ones, but
I
I think so.
I
Yeah.
have seen that.
It's about this just the stock market and like then they start
And then
robbing banks and
but
stuff.
The kid is funny as in that, isn't it? Because like the kid learns Spanish because like the parents
I've
are always
watched it so many
away.
fucking times, but I just like I feel like I'm just
Is
like
there a scene where
floating
he like
through
starts
the movie
cutting
now.
up people's lawns or something to make his
Yeah,
own
yeah, yeah.
lawn?
To like any, yeah, that's right. And he patches
He
up his
takes
own
like a
lawn.
knife and because
It's his-
everyone,
it's his
everyone
name. He's
has
like-
like fake grass, you know, you just roll it out.
And he's
so
angry
he
at
starts
someone.
cutting out like he cuts out like he takes like a knife and
The,
just
ne-
starts
the
cutting.
next
and then
morning, the
so
shot is him with a coffee, and he's like, "Morning, Joe," and like his,
Oh,
his
yeah,
patches
yeah,
his
his
yeah.
yard is all like patches from different people's lawns, so it's like
I remember
this.
that. That's so funny.
I really enjoy that movie.
Oh, I haven't seen
I don't
that
know
in a long
why,
time.
because Jim Carrey kind of annoys me.
I should have taken time to
Have you
think
seen
about
his
more.
new interview? He's gone off the
Oh,
rails.
it's sad though. His girlfriend or wife died, and
Yeah,
it's like
he was like accused for it.
he was like
Wow.
accused in one of the running. I don't know. He seems to be
But
going
he did
through
this
a lot
interview
of
and he's
shit.
just like, "You're not real. I'm not real. Nothing exists." And he's like,
He's
really
like, I wanted to
weird.
do the most
depressed?
pathetic thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think majorly, severely depressed.
He's like, I wanted to do the most worthless thing I could think of.
so
So
he's
I
like,
came
so I'm
to
at
this
this
awards
fashion show.
And they're
Oh,
like,
really?
they're like, yeah, but
and
we're
the woman just,
celebrating
like,
icons.
Looks, I'm gonna do it right now. She's like, like she just looks right
Should
at
I
the
keep
camera.
interviewing him?
She's like,
It's
why
awkward
God?
as,
She's like,
yeah.
she was not expecting that. She's
Yeah,
like, Jim
it was a
Carrey,
dark
hi.
turn.
And he's like, hey, yeah.
Jesus,
he
for
like
such a
walks
crazy,
around.
energetic like, comedian.
It's
like,
kinda sad,
I mean,
yeah.
well, they say that about comedians though, that they're kind
They
of
said,
like,
yeah, like
they've got something dark on the inside of
all,
them.
yeah,
A
it's
lot
like
of
ready
comedians
to.
do,
come
I
out.
think, because
It's
they
how they
draw
like a
on that.
coping mechanism kind
Yeah.
of.
Comedians are like the most saddest people on the planet, yeah,
Mm.
and they tell jokes for a living. That's like the cruel irony of it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Jim Carrey. That's a shame.
it's a bit weird. I need to watch that interview. Hoodwinked came out before Over the Hedge.
Ah,
Wow.
They were in different years, so I don't know how if it was 2 years or what. Like a
Animation
day.
takes time though too, and like there's
Well, Over
scenes
the
that are
Hedge-
taken like a year to make.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because Hoodwinked, they were like, we really want to use this gag before Over the Hedge comes out, so let's make it shitty animation so we can punch it out.
There's an interview with an animator from somewhere, and they were talking about like they're like, yeah, we really want to make like an animated movie about penguins, and then he's like, but then we heard rumblings that
Madagascar.
Happy Feet was in the works, and they're like, oh damn, this Happy Feet's in the works, and then there was also.
Madagascar.
Surf's Up was also in the works, which is about
Isn't that
surfing
Happy Up as
penguins.
well? Isn't that Happy Feet? Isn't that like a spin-off or something?
No, Surf's Up's
No, they're
Surf's
different.
Up's Sony Pictures, I think,
Is it
and,
original?
and Happy Feet's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Surf's Up's there's a guilty pleasure. Surf's Up's an amazing film. Surf's Up's
So,
so
but films do come in like
with the
pairs quite
rooster.
a lot. Like ever since Ants and Bugs Life, there's been like every like year or two.
Yeah.
That just everything like happens in pairs.
But it is, I think, because you just get into a vacuum and you're just working on your project for like 2 years. You don't really see like the
Yeah.
other stuff going around. But yeah, he talked about that. He was like, they were about to do a Penguins movie, and then there was rumblings of like Surf's Up, Happy Feet, and then also Madagascar, which has a
Yeah.
lot of penguins. And he was like, all right, let's not do a Penguins movie. Let's do something else.
And around the same time, there was Good Luck Chuck, which had penguins in it. I don't know if you remember that.
oh, I did.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like a
an
recurring
event
theme. She was
thing.
like a marine vet
Yeah.
or something like that.
Good luck,
That was around about the same
So
time.
stupid.
Sorry, I just googled penguin movies and it popped up as well
Penguin
for 2007. Yeah.
It is interesting. I'm trying to, because it's like
Penguins
guilty,
had their
guilty
time.
pleasure. It's like
Come on,
they're,
go on.
they're recognizably bad, but I still like them. And I'm trying to
Mine
think of
probably
that.
is Watchmen, I think, because like
What?
Well,
I think people like that. I don't think people love
it
it
just
like
didn't
we do, but
do
I think
so
there's a lot of people
well,
that
I
just
guess.
don't really care for it that much, I
Yeah.
think.
But more recently, the Room has become like everyone's guilty pleasure, and it's so mine. The Room is like the worst film ever made.
It's fascinating how that's exploded.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the Disaster Artist now, because
Yeah.
they're making that movie
Which is
about
like based
the
on
Room.
the book or something, like the friend wrote, the guy that
Yeah,
plays
like
Mark
one of
or
the main
something.
actors. Yeah,
I've
Greg
yet to see it.
Sestero.
I do need to watch it.
I honestly, it's terrible, and I recommend everyone watches it. It's so funny.
We do need to watch it, yeah.
I enjoyed it thoroughly, even though I like hated it. It's incredible. Like,
Well, I
how
think
you get
that's-
this dichotomy of
That's the
emotion.
reason, like, everyone likes it, is because
It's so
they love
funny.
to hate it,
yeah.
in essence, right?
It's just
Well,
bad.
that's another interesting thing is love to hate. Yeah, that's like interesting. Anyway, I'm having so much trouble thinking about guilty pleasure, so I'm happy to move on
Yep.
if you guys
No
want
one,
to.
Let's
has,
move
no one
on.
that likes Jar Jar Binks more than they should, or anything like that.
Nobody likes Jar Jar
Guilty
Binks
pleasure
at all.
there?
But that's the thing. I feel like guilty pleasure is like you like it unabashedly. Like you kind of know it's bad, but you still like it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You're not loving to hate it. You genuinely like it. Sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I
Like,
can't think of
You
one.
sort of look past the flaws and stuff like that. Like
You usually have to watch it a lot earlier on, like, before you...
I think
I
being
think that's why we've
being
all
younger.
gone to animated films. Yeah,
I think
because
being
the
younger it
nostalgia
does help.
overrides it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Monsters vs Aliens is funny. There's a lot of like animated films, but it's not bad. I mean, I don't know if it counts.
Yeah, I really should have thought... I could have come up with a few, I reckon.
You
if I
didn't
thought
even
about
come
this.
up with a topic.
Yeah, that's what I mean, if I knew about it.
Yeah.
If you gave me the topic earlier, Jack...
I mean, because it's funny because we talk about like films like good, well-made animated films like Toy Story and stuff like that. It's like you can go back and as an adult and be like, oh my god, there's so much stuff I didn't get, or like jokes that flew over
Like
your head as a
Shrek.
kid. Shrek
Shrek
already
example.
felt
Shrek
quite
2 is a
adult
bit of a
to
guilty
me.
pleasure.
Shrek, what Shrek? Everyone loves Shrek 2. What are you
Do they?
talking about?
Yeah,
I thought
that's,
Shrek 2
no
was like-
one hates Shrek.
Which one
Like,
did
I
I
don't think
all
I've
hate?
ever
What do you
heard a
mean?
bad thing about Shrek.
I think
Yeah,
Shrek 2
everyone
was, like,
hates
the
Shrek
best
3
one.
and 4.
Sorry, Shrek. I'm talking about Shrek, the first movie.
Everyone
Shrek
hates
1 and
Shrek
2,
1.
everybody loved.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I thought everyone didn't like Shrek 2. So it's
No,
not
I've
You're
never heard a
insane.
bad thing.
Everyone
Oh,
loves Shrek
okay.
2. It has
Alright.
Puss in Boots and
Oh, yeah,
the
it
gingerbread.
does.
Yeah, and then they started getting... Oh, yeah,
I
that's
watched
right.
minor
Shrek 2
characters
recently.
are
Shrek 2
really
is
Tale
joke
War.
after joke after joke. And I
It's so
kind of want to
funny.
check out 3 and 4. I remember
got-
4 was better than 3, but people were visibly mad with 3. Anytime you brought it up, it's like, it's the worst movie ever made.
That was the one with
and
Merlin
I was like,
Arthur, right?
yeah, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
remember it being that, like, eye-gougingly terrible or whatever.
Shrek the Third.
But yeah, this IMDb
They
has
started
IMDb has like a
stretching it out.
placeholder of Shrek 5, 20 like 19 or something
Untitled,
like that. I'm
yeah.
like, bring it back.
Untitled fifth
I don't
Shrek film.
know. I don't know. Let's not.
You guys ever watch Puss in Boots?
The movie? Yes, I did.
I've seen bits of
Zach
it.
Galifianakis does the voice of the egg
Of Humpty Dumpty.
of Humpty Dumpty, and you
I
keep
really-
waiting for him to like fall apart.
My point that I was going to say was like with Toy Story, yeah, you can revisit those movies and there's like stuff for everyone. It's almost like why they call it a family movie. But there's some animated stuff that is just for kids. Like
Yeah.
I can't watch Pokemon the animated series anymore.
Yeah.
Like that is very kiddie.
Yeah.
It's
Very
also
slow.
even back then I thought it was quite repetitive though. Every episode it's like, let's go. It's like Ash and his friends went down to Vermilion City, and it's like, come on, Misty, and then they get like, yeah, they get like attacked by Team Rocket. They fight Team Rocket get blasting off again, tink, and then that's the episode. That was every episode. I'm like, every episode is just
The
so
same thing.
formulaic and terrible.
And they just take one step, one more
Yeah.
city or whatever. Yeah.
And like it is very childish now. I can't really watch it. Like I've tried. I'm like, That's also one of those weird things. It's like I don't remember watching Pokemon. I have no memory of physically sitting down and watching Pokemon. But if someone mentions an episode, like, hey, you remember that episode? Like they met the Eevee brothers, and there was the one Eevee that didn't want to evolve. And I was like, I do remember that. I remember that in its entirety. You know?
I can quote it.
Yeah. Like. People can just name something, and I'm like, yep, I remember that
Yeah,
episode.
that was in the
Yeah.
TV show, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's crazy how that works, how memory works, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, moving
Our
on.
brains are up in the cloud. The infinite cloud.
That's
Cats
enough.
and dogs.
That's it.
Cats and dogs.
Ah, with Goldblum, yes.
Oh, yeah, he was the
He's the
He's
scientist.
the crazy scientist.
He was.
The dad, yeah. The reason that...
Jeff Goldblum.
Awful film. Terrible, atrocious film.
Don't tell me
I
you
think
loved
I
it.
enjoyed it when I was a little kid, though.
I think
Cats
I
and
could,
dogs.
I think
of
I could
course
still
you're gonna love
enjoy
it as a kid.
I like the bit
You
when
want
they
the
go
cats and the
underneath the
dogs.
kennel and they go, don't push the red button.
Yeah.
Oh, I pushed it.
It's so bad. Like I can't even. Did the dog talk, or was it just like a voiceover or whatever? Like I don't know how they did that stuff back then. Anyway,
worked.
sorry.
It
Sorry.
worked.
Sorry.
Nah, moving on.
I
What's
know, watch that
yours,
one
Sean?
again,
Let's
man.
wrap this shit up.
All right.